Please stand for the playing of our national anthem and remain standing for our Neshannock High School alma mater. Thank you, Ms. Heim. Your ensemble sounded great. Can I have a seat? Well, I think they heard you coming down the aisle in Newcastle. It's pretty safe to say you're a highly decorated class. Says a lot for all of you. Makes us very proud. Board of Education, Administration, 66th Commencement Ceremony. Though times have changed since that June evening in 1960, when our first Lancers received their diplomas, what has not changed is the significance of a Neshannock High School diploma and the doors it will open. When I sit down and put pen to paper to write the welcome for this night, your faces and your strengths and your fearlessness and your aspirations, these are all the beacons that guide my pen and my message to you. So I will be drawing inspiration from authors John Irving, Harper Lee, and the movie Mr. Holland's Opus. Some of life's most enduring messages come from the most unexpected places. When I was a freshman in high school, a book constituted an unexpected place. However, a quote from To Kill a Mockingbird has stuck with me since then. It has helped me to make some good decisions, and it may be a quote that has stuck with you too. In a world cluttered by noise, it serves as a compass. At the end of the day, your integrity is your compass. Atticus Finch speaks of this when he tells his daughter Scout, the one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. So this compass I just mentioned, the dial can go haywire if you let it. And it's especially prone to losing its direction in those first years out of high school. With that said, it's your responsibility to keep moving in a confident direction. For instance, a couple months before I graduated from college, I was still using my compass to find the intersection of childhood aspirations and a career I wanted as an automotive journalist, and what I knew was my calling in education. So as student teachers, we were given the assignment by our professor to see the movie Mr. Holland's Opus. Mr. Holland is a musician by trade and a music teacher by necessity. But his priorities are about to change when Mrs. Jacobs, his principal, offers Mr. Holland profound professional advice. She tells him, a teacher has two jobs. Fill young minds with knowledge, yes. But more importantly, give those young minds a compass so that knowledge doesn't go to waste. So you might be thinking there's a lot of fuss about a compass tonight, but they have been in use in various forms to help people find their way since the 2nd century BC, so there must be something to it. So my parting words to you, candidates, are not mine. Rather, they are author John Irving's from a favorite novel of mine called A Prayer for Owen Meany. John Irving writes, if you are lucky enough to find the way of life you love, you have to find the courage to live it. This is my hope, and the hope of everybody in this auditorium tonight for you, the Neshannock High School class of 2025. Congratulations and best wishes. You are a Lancer now and forever. Please join me in a warm Neshannock welcome to our distinguished alumna, Dr. Alexis D. Silvestro, hailing from the class of 2002. Alexis was selected by the senior class officers from a slate of accomplished alumni who submitted anonymous biographies. In the dead of winter, when June 5th did not even feel possible, these officers were reading and discussing these biographies, debriefing each candidate's credentials and professional experiences. Let me be honest, they have a bright future in human resources. Alas, their selection joins us tonight. So welcome home, Dr. Di Silvestro. After graduating as the salutatorian of her class, making this her second trip to the podium, competing in cross-country, track, soccer, basketball, and appearing on the stage in Mr. Cavalier's musical productions, Alexis began her journey in higher education at the University of Pittsburgh before transferring to Valparaiso University in Indiana. While immersing herself in Greek life, student leadership, and a rigorous course of academic study, Alexis graduated summa cum laude and Phi Beta Kappa with a double major in chemistry and Spanish and a minor in biology. Driven by a passion for women's health, which was evident even as a student in Mr. Thompson's AP biology class, Dr. Di Silvestro embarked on her medical studies at Penn State Hershey College of Medicine. She was inducted into the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Society as a result of her scholarly endeavors. As a medical resident at Penn State in obstetrics and gynecology, she earned a fellowship in maternal fetal medicine and received an award for excellence in obstetrics from the Society for Maternal Fetal Medicine. Today, after only 15 years of additional education since her days of Neshannock, and only is in italics, she's highly educated clearly, Dr. Di Silvestro is a board-certified, community-based maternal fetal medicine specialist in Albany, New York, where she continues to contribute scholarly research to her field and to present nationally. She has been a department leader, a resident leader, and served as a medical director for labor and delivery. Alexis' current focus is patient education and advocacy. Dr. Di Silvestro enjoys an active and busy lifestyle outside of her medical pursuits. She has completed the Boston, Chicago, and New York City marathons and aims to conquer all 6 Abbott World Major marathons. She also creates costumes for local theater, a love that began on this stage, and enjoys music and Pittsburgh sports. Alexis is married to Jonas, also a physician, who brought 4 children to their marriage, and today she is mom to 5 children. Though 2 have left the nest, she continues to be outnumbered and extremely active and entertained by their activities. Despite a bustling academic and professional life, Dr. Di Silvestro always makes time for adventure and hopes to instill that in her own kids and to you, the class of 2025. Once again, please welcome Dr. Alexis Di Silvestro, class of 2002. Good luck. There's a gift, you can just set it down.
This is my stuff. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So, hello. Nice to meet most of you. Thank you to Mr. Passarelli and to all the faculty, staff, friends, family in the audience, and of course, thank you to the class of 2025 for trusting me with this honor. I hope you don't come to regret your decision over the next 15 minutes or so. So, when I was sitting in your seats 23 years ago, I was filled with mixed emotions. Like many of you may be feeling, part of me was sad to leave behind this place, friends, family, and mentors, but another part of me felt really excited to head to the next chapter for me in my lifelong pursuit of becoming a doctor. And that's not an exaggeration. I have always been a bit of a self-proclaimed nerd or overachiever type who declared from a young age exactly what I was going to do and how. Unfortunately, at least so I thought at the time, I was wrong about the how. You see, also, since I was about 5 years old, I declared that I would be going to Harvard. What, like it's hard? Of course, because I was smart, I applied to some safer schools, you know, like Brown, Duke, Wash U, to name a few. There only were a few. So in mid-April of 2002, as college decision letters began to roll in and I received small envelope after small envelope, if you guys still receive envelopes, I don't even know, it might be electronic. Let's just say my world was crashing down around me. So by the time I was sitting where you all are, it was all the more bittersweet. But even though I wasn't headed to my first choice, or my second choice, or my third, you get the idea. I was headed to the University of Pittsburgh, which is an excellent school, but it wasn't part of my plan. So, when the fall rolled around and I headed to Pitt, I tried to start off with a good attitude. I tried to lean in, but as the year wore on, I could just feel that it wasn't home, and it wasn't just the disappointment talking. I decided I needed a change, and this time, I did better homework. I looked for colleges not that had a big name or prestigious reputation, but for colleges that met the criteria I had realized really mattered to me. A small student body, a green, grassy campus, a friendly, welcoming atmosphere, and of course, good financial aid. But ultimately, what I found was I was looking for a place that reminded me a lot of the atmosphere here at Neshannock. So, as I contemplated transfer and a fresh start at a new university, a now classic film about an epic adventure was released in theaters that offered some of the most transformative advice that I continue to rely on to this day. The film, Finding Nemo. And that advice, just keep swimming. It seems a little simple, maybe even cliche and trite. But really, to get through life, the most important thing you can do, and sometimes the only thing you can do to survive, is just keep swimming. So with that in mind, I would like to spend the rest of my allotted time not necessarily just discussing my own experiences and lessons, but lessons we can learn from this seemingly unlikely mentor. First, before we get into Dory's traits that you should try to emulate, there is one important thing to note. Dory is the deuteragonist. That's a great word, deuteragonist. It would have worked better with the slide of Crush saying dude, but it's okay. A deuteragonist is the second most important character in a story. Dory is important. She is central to the plot, but she is not the main character. And neither am I. When I didn't get into the college of my choice 23 years ago, I was so disappointed. But I was also so concerned about what others were going to think. You know, my parents, my peers, my teachers and mentors, and of course, my haters. I was also inwardly, and only inwardly, because I am a nerd, not a jerk, but I was inwardly embarrassed to be only the salutatorian, and no offense, congratulations. But despite an absurd GPA, which I'm sure you also have, that was topped only by the even more absurd GPA of the one and only Jen Coran, who is also now a doctor. But as I've matured, I've realized nobody else really cares that much. I'm not the main character, at least not in anybody else's life. And neither are you, at least not even for your parents. They might tell you otherwise, but how easy life becomes when we come to terms with this. If you move through life assuming you are the deuteragonist and avoiding all that main character energy, you'll be amazed at how many people's stories you're welcomed into, just like Dory. Okay, now for a little audience participation. And if you don't participate, I will stand here until somebody participates. If you had to describe Dory to somebody who's never seen Finding Nemo, what characteristics would you use? Just shout it. All right, I hear some we're gonna touch on, and I always get blue. I always get blue from someone. I haven't heard the big one. Yes, forgetful, thank you. Okay, but they're all great, and you guys actually hit on a lot of the things we're gonna talk about, so good job, y'all are smart. So first, a little vocabulary. We're going to talk about one important trait of Dory, or one important thing about Dory. Inclusion is the practice of creating environments where individuals of all backgrounds, abilities, and characteristics feel respected, valued, and fully engaged. Now, Dory has a neuropsychiatric condition, and it is impossible to diagnose a fictional character, but we can at least acknowledge one of her primary symptoms is amnesia. She is forgetful. But where she has perceived deficits, she still has other gifts that she can offer and she can share. She has strengths where others around her have weakness. I mean, just imagine how far Marlin would have gotten on his journey to find Nemo without Dory's help. Not very far. And inclusion can be mutually beneficial. As the film continues, we actually see Dory remember things better through her relationship with Marlin. Now, the same is even true in human society. Take my own medical practice, for example. Do you know we actually hired one male doctor? Did you know boys can be doctors too? And despite his gender assigned at birth, he really does bring a valuable and complementary skill set to our team. He's been especially effective in contract negotiations with hospital administrators who sometimes still seem to take more kindly to suggestions when they're delivered in a baritone. But in all seriousness, our practice works because our team values different perspectives. As renowned autism advocate Temple Grandin has said, people think in different ways, and we need all those ways of thinking. Dory also reminds us of the importance of representation. To quote a classic 90s R&B jam that is unfortunately sung by a problematic creeper who I will not credit by name, if I can see it, then I can be it. I believe I can fly. I feel lucky to have grown up in a time when, as a white woman from a supportive family and a strong community here, I saw plenty of people who looked like me in the entertainment sphere and professional spaces. I really rarely felt like my dreams were limited by what I could see represented in the world around me. But there are still places where I've never seen anyone like me. And that's even more true for people from more marginalized groups. That's why a character like Dory matters. Even though she's a cartoon fish, she shows that people with all kinds of differences not only belong in society, but are valuable to it. Okay, so then what actual characteristics make Dory so great? I'm glad you asked. Everybody knows Dory's mantra, just keep swimming. It's a mantra for persistence, not perfection. It doesn't demand constant progress, only constant effort. And meaningful success isn't usually immediate anyway. There will be setbacks. And sometimes we end up swimming in circles and end up right where we started. And that's okay. And this mantra certainly applies to your professional and academic pursuits. It helped me so many times when things haven't gone as planned. For example, when the college admissions heartbreak repeated itself on residency match day, which is, for those who don't know, graduating medical students basically get told where they're going to complete their residency, and I got my 11th choice. But it is relevant in our personal lives as well. Take my freshman year here at Neshannock, for example. I made what some might call a bold social choice. It was worse than joining the mathletes. And I found myself in a one-sided altercation with a certain distinguished alumnus who shall remain nameless. Let's just say I kicked off my high school career with a suspension and a sharp drop in social status. But I still had to show up the next day, and the next. And despite that very public lapse in judgment and composure, I didn't end up quite the total pariah that I had expected. And it's kind of funny, because here I am, a former juvenile delinquent, invited back on this stage to offer advice to all of you. So if you ever think a single mistake defines you, trust me, it doesn't. Just keep swimming. And while we're at it, just keep swimming is advice that you can also take quite literally. When I'm at mile 22 of a marathon, and of course I'm gonna talk about it, it's like half your personality when you're a runner, it feels like my butt is going to fall off. And I literally think, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. It reminds me of how lucky I am to be able to torture myself in this way for self-improvement, but ultimately how I and we all can do hard things, even when it hurts. In all facets of your life, you will be amazed at what you can achieve if you are persistent like Dory and just keep swimming. But she's not just persistent, she's optimistic. I heard that one too, I heard both of those. She demonstrates deep faith in others and in herself. And that kind of belief is powerful. For instance, when Dory and Marlin meet Bruce, the massive great white shark who invites them to his fish-friendly shark support group in the middle of a minefield in a sunken submarine, we, like Marlin, are filled with trepidation. I mean, you know it's gonna be okay because it's a Disney movie and it's only 20 minutes into the running time and one of the parents has already died. But still, it's the Jaws shark. But Dory doesn't panic. She chooses to trust. She's curious, not judgmental. And that's not just optimism, it's also courage. And if they hadn't gone with Bruce to that sketchy shark party, they never would have found the diver's goggles with the fateful information, P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Of course, I have had my moments in life where that kind of faith in others has backfired, where trust has led to disappointment, deception, but at least fortunately for me, no real danger. But even so, I would rather be someone who continues to believe in people and occasionally gets burned by that than to live a life that's ruled by fear, distrust, and cynicism. And Dory doesn't just believe in others, she also believes in herself. I try to do the same, but as a woman who presents a certain kind of way in a field that until very recently was still male-dominated, I'm very familiar with imposter syndrome. I know my stuff, and I've never failed a knowledge-based exam in my life ever, but I'm still gonna double check the data just to make sure nothing's changed. And if you challenge me aggressively and especially publicly, I'm gonna deeply internalize that while also recognizing your hubris. But the thing is, Dory doesn't let other people's doubts get in her head. Remember when Dory and Marlin are almost to Sydney, and they've hitched a ride on the EAC, and in the distance they see a fish. And Dory calls out for help, once again, just putting herself out there. But as it approaches, it becomes apparent it is not a fish at all. It's actually a whale. And what luck, Dory speaks whale. So, while Dory enthusiastically tries several dialects, Marlin is over here vocally and aggressively doubting her. But that doesn't shake Dory. She doesn't second guess herself. She might forget some of the skills she has from time to time, but when it matters, she just uses them. She also manages to block out Marlin's negativity, which is representative of every voice out there that makes us doubt ourselves. In the end, it's Dory's faith in herself and in others that leads them to Sydney Harbor. And they get there because above all else, Dory is a helper. Pittsburgh legend Mr. Fred Rogers once said, "When I was a young boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.'" Dory is one of those helpers. When we first meet her, she is swimming like a fish on a mission until she and Marlin collide. We never find out where she was headed because the moment she hears Marlin's plea, she offers help. No questions. As children, we are taught to look for the helpers. But as we grow, it is our responsibility to become the helpers. And now, more than ever, the world needs you to be a helper. We're living in a particularly troubling time. We're seeing the rise of fear, division, casual cruelty, and erasure of protections. And it seems to me that as a society, we are floundering. So what the heck can a cartoon fish teach us about being a helper here in this difficult, real world? Well, she shows us the kind of presence we can choose to be. We're not like Dory, a fictional fish from the Indo-Pacific. We're from the United States, a young nation that's built on ideals of freedom and fairness, but also kind of obsessed with individualism. Here, we're raised to chase success and treat it like it's a ladder to be climbed. Productivity is praised, wealth is worshipped, and we're told to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, whatever that means. But humans aren't meant to live in isolation. We are social animals. We thrive in communities. The proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child," didn't just fall out of a proverb tree. And it speaks to something essential about the better nature of humanity. So, while we're on this topic, I hope you will take a moment to appreciate your own village, no matter how big or small, because no fish is an island, and I highly doubt you got here all on your own. No offense. Finally, one of the best places I've seen this Dory's Helper mentality demonstrated in the real world is in the endurance running community. Of course, we're talking about it one more time. It's one of the most uplifting villages that I've ever experienced. You know, when we line up to start a marathon, most of us are not there to win it. We're there to simply finish. Sometimes we're lucky, we work hard, we get a personal best. Sometimes it is just not our day. Other times we may slow down and stop to help a runner who's fallen, to help them reach their goal. But in the end, nobody gets left behind. Because true success is not a solo achievement. It's not a ladder to be climbed. It's a rising tide. And the point is not to race ahead. It's to rise together. So now, you finished your own race, and here you are, at your own drop-off, so to speak, at the edge of what's familiar, staring out into the open ocean. And as you leave this village, ready to start your next epic adventure, remember, no matter what, just keep swimming. And when obstacles cross your path, as they inevitably will, ask yourself, what would Dory do? Thank you very much. Congratulations to the class of 2025 and best wishes to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. DiSilvestro. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the podium the salutatorian of the class of 2025, Mr. Matthew Sopko.
I would like to start off by congratulating the entire class of 2025 for this amazing accomplishment. I would also like to thank the teachers because obviously none of this would be possible without you all being here and willing to dedicate so much of your time to us in our educations. I would like to thank my friends and classmates for the unique journey we have all had, and I can already see myself reminiscing about how stupid we all were. Whether it's Jeff throwing grapes at lunch or us hiding Monty's calculator for 2 months just for the fun of it, I can confidently conclude that we were, as Mr. Cavalier would say, boneheads. But that's the joy in it, I guess, to look back and see how much we've, hopefully, all grown up since leaving here. I know most people say it will be impossible to get us all in the same room again, but if we do, I hope we can come together and laugh about our time here. And even if you didn't have the high school experience you were looking for, you can at least find solace in the fact that you definitely didn't peak in high school. In all seriousness, though, I believe everyone still has their best years ahead of them. The future can truly be what you make of it. It's in your hands now, and I hope to hear about you guys taking risks, starting companies, exploring your passions, and truly expressing who you are without worrying about the judgment from others. So, according to my research, I think this is the part of my speech where I insert a quote and give my thoughts about it. I wanted to choose a quote that was relatable to everyone, but not from some random guy nobody has ever heard of. So, naturally, I looked up LeBron James quotes for some help. Sorry, Mr. Sarver, I don't care what you say. He's the greatest of all time. Anyways, here's what I came up with. Strive for greatness. I don't have too many personal thoughts or feelings about this quote because I looked it up about 2 days ago, but I think it's an important message that everyone can follow each day. You can't expect success to just come to you without you doing anything. You must make an effort to obtain it. As long as you're taking steps towards your goals, nothing you ever do is a waste of time. As we all head in different directions, I hope we all remember that success doesn't have to mean the same thing to everyone. Don't let others dictate what you should deem a success or what should make you happy. It's really up to you to decide. Now, there are a few special shout-outs I would like to give out before I wrap this up. I would like to thank my mom and my dad for endlessly supporting me and pushing me to be the best I could be in my academics. Unfortunately, you guys pushed me a little too hard because now I'm up here giving this speech. Still, I love you both so much, and I'm incredibly grateful for everything you've done for me. I also want to thank my basketball coaches over the past few years. You didn't just teach me how to compete, you taught me how to stay tough, how to take criticism, and most importantly, how to hear the message even when it was delivered at full volume. The lessons you have given me will carry beyond the court and help me for the rest of my life. My final shout of the night will go to Christy and Lou Parada. I've spent countless hours in their attic and basement over the years, and I've never once not felt welcome in their home. Thank you guys for letting your house be the go-to spot because I've made so many great memories there, and I don't think I'll ever be able to repay you guys for everything you've done. With that, I will start the next portion of my speech with my two favorite words right now, and probably yours too. In conclusion, I just want to thank the class again for all of the memories we've made together. Even though all of our stories are different, I'm pretty confident that we've all had an impact on each other's in one way or another. And because of each other, our lives will never be the same. Thank you. I would now like to introduce the class valedictorian, Grayson Fury, to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Teachers, staff, families, friends, and most importantly, class of 2025. Firstly, I want to say thank you. It's truly an honor to be standing here today. I'm grateful to everyone here at Neshannock High School who helped me get here. Every teacher I've had, my parents, my peers, the faculty and staff, every one of you has played a part in my journey. You know, when it finally hit me that I had to make a speech for today, I felt entirely lost. What in the world was I going to talk about? It took a couple hours in bed and then a couple more on the treadmill before I came up with two goals for today. One, I want to teach a lesson about why I'm here. Two, I want to keep you all awake. Emphasis on the second, of course. So I went looking for a symbol, something to build the speech around, to build the lesson. Is it going to be an excerpt from some old poet? No way. Sorry, Mr. Cav. Is it going to be a quote from a movie? No. The wise words of an ancient Greek Stoic? Not this time. Instead, found it much closer to home, music. If you see me in the hallways, odds are I had my headphones on. And while most think I'm just tuning the real world out, music has actually been my anchor, my drive, and my motivation. It has always served as the affirmation to keep going. When I think of the sole song to explain why I'm here, I look to You Can Do It Too by Pharrell Williams. As the title and lyrics suggest, you can do it too. I did it, you could do it too. Maybe your goal isn't standing here on this stage, but whatever it is, it can be done. No, I'm not saying that I'll be in the NBA in a couple of years if I just work hard, but if there's something that you want and it's within your power, you can accomplish it. The key? Hard work and perseverance. So, as the song goes, let me tell you the story of my situation. As an elementary student, I was always an honors kid, but you know, I never imagined myself here as the valedictorian. I was probably too busy trying to win a game of Fortnite to study for my math test in Mr. Doherty's class. In 8th grade, everything changed though. I was truly struggling to grasp the concepts of Algebra 2. Hybrid learning due to the pandemic didn't help either. At first, I was lost. I was sitting at my kitchen table, frustrated because for once the answers didn't jump out to me. Instead of giving up and saying, oh, you can't study for math, you either get it or you don't, something within me told me to keep going. Thus, I decided to put my head down and get to work. I used whatever tools were available. I watched videos explaining concepts. I rewrote my notes. I spent an hour solely on that one homework problem that everyone skipped. All I knew was that education was a path to my dream of becoming a lawyer. So, I gave it everything I got. Now, I stand here before you as proof that effort pays interest. I got into my dream school, and now I'm one step closer to that big dream. Proof that you can do it too. Now, I want everyone, no matter how old or how accomplished you think you are, to reflect upon a goal that you have. Tell me the story of your situation. What is your next step? What is at the top of your ladder? Is it landing that job? Is it making it through college? Is it making more time for your family? Is it reconnecting with your buddy from high school? Whatever it is, it matters, and I believe you can do it. Let me be real. We're not promised an easy path to whatever our success is. Some of us will fail and keep failing. I personally can't even count the amount of nights spent frustrated at myself for not being able to just get something. But I kept going. Why? Because failure is not a sign of weakness. It's growth. It means you're still fighting. The path to the light at the end of the tunnel, finally reaching our goals, is never going to be perfect. What matters is that we stay on the path. And while you're walking that path, enjoy it. That's one of my biggest regrets, not enjoying the journey. I sacrificed a lot to be here today. Sometimes I wonder if I sacrificed too much. My parents can tell you about the many times I said no to bonding over a dinner with them because I had to study. So yes, work hard, keep pushing forward, but also look around you. Smell the flowers around your path. Take a good look at that green grass around you. By that, I mean go make memories, share laughs, and enjoy life. Go tell your parents you love them. Check in on your friends. Go pet your dog. Whatever it is that makes you happy, make time for it. In a busy world where we all fall victim to an obsession with success and wealth, we need to remind ourselves that the world is so much bigger. So as our paths diverge today, as we move on to bigger things, make sure that you water the flowers and grass surrounding your path to success. Class of 2025 and friends and family, I'll leave you with this. Keep chasing your dreams. Keep pushing forward. But do not forget to enjoy the walk along the path. Because if I've learned anything from these past 4 years, it is that you can do it too. Thank you. Thank you.
At this time, I will welcome to the podium our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Terrence Meehan. Dr. Meehan.
Not very often.
Yeah, take it, Major. Dr. Meehan, as Superintendent of Neshannock Township School District, the Pennsylvania Department of Education establishes standards for the award of a secondary school diploma. As principal of Neshannock High School, I certify that the members of the class of 2025 have met these standards. At this time, I recommend these students before you receive a Neshannock High School diploma.
Thank you, Mr. Passarelli. And on behalf of the Board of School Directors, the administration, faculty, and staff, we wish the class of 25 the very best and congratulate you on this important milestone in your life. It has been our honor to serve you on your educational journey. We have high standards here at Neshannock, and you met them. Congratulations. As Superintendent of Schools for Neshannock Township School District, I respectfully and enthusiastically accept the recommendation for graduation made by the principal. Therefore, through the authority vested in me by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Neshannock Township School District, I hereby certify that every student presented this evening has attained the requirements set forth for graduation. Mr. P.J. Koppel, President of the Neshannock Township Board of School Directors, I ask that you please assist me in the distribution of diplomas to this year's graduating class. Mr. Passarelli, please begin the roll call of graduates. Congratulations.
Chain gang. Class valedictorian, Grayson Richard Fury. Class Salutatorian, Matthew Anthony Sopko. Nicholas Dooley Bender. Brendan James Burns. Caitlin Nicole Cameron. Mark Patrick Docherty. Alina Victoria Frangel. Lena Grace Grossman. Aubrey Marie Ragoni. Addison May Sumner. Dakota James Anderson. Miley Joe Anderson. Talon Lewis Anderton. Carmela Marie Bayudi. Carla Johanna Bevley. Jackson Joseph Biondi. Ethan Russell Wallace Burchett. Roche Ryu Carlo Cortez Chua. Thomas Rudolph Conrad. Emma Treasure Criswell. Macy Elaine Crum. Dominic Victor Cubelis. Catherine Marie Docherty. Ava Renee DeMace. Abigail Noel DeRosa. Dylan Jacob Dess. Isabella Rose DeCola. Aubrey Nicole Donaldson. Connor Patrick Flannery. Sophia Nicolette Fucus. Matthew Robert Frank. Addison Bradeen Fry. Allison Claire Geary. Elizabeth Marie Graham. Finnegan Michael Haggerty. Sydney Marie Hamilton. Marley Christine Iannilli. Nathan James Jensen. Nathan has committed to the United States Army. William Patrick Kinchlow III. Ava Elizabeth Koski. Riley Elizabeth Cracky. Jackson Claude Latta. Amelia Reese Lenz. Braden Joseph Lagour. Joseph Edward Manska. Jeffrey Elijah Measle. Natalie Marie Mahosik. Samuel Patrick Mezenot. Braden Reed Montgomery. Gianna Kai Marie Moore. Thomas Giovanni Morel. Anna Jolene Moses. Anna has committed to the United States Army. Gracie Ryan Nicholson. Matthew Gary Pallarino. Tony Joseph Parada. Gianna Angel Ponziani. Brooke Elizabeth Presner. Gabrielle Marie Quinn. Matthias David Rapchak. Cole Anthony Rapsky. Adam Jared Rickle. Jaden James Rimmer. Morgan May Rimmer. Viviana Alessandra Rocca. Jacob Russell Rind. Tegan Elise Scheller. Emily Grace Schaefer. Sophia Jane Stroya. Diana Marie Swartz. Ethan Alexander Taniel. Sophia Claire Tinsman. Andrew Michael Toman. Andrew has made a commitment to the United States Navy. Hunter Anthony Wilson. Emma Claire Wilt. And our last diploma is given posthumously to your classmate, Jasmine R. Keller. Okay, graduates, you can stand and turn and face the audience, please. The turning of the tassel on the graduation cap is symbolic of an individual's movement from candidate to graduate. It signifies the attainment of standards set forth, in this instance, by the Board of Directors of Neshannock Township School District and the Pennsylvania Department of Education. At this time, please turn your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side of your cap to signify your graduation from Neshannock High School. Before I close, I need a quick weather forecast. We pivot a lot around here. Class of 2025. When you walk out of these auditorium doors, it is as a graduate of Neshannock High School. Hopefully, it is not the final time, as there is nothing more gratifying than seeing you, in the adult forms of your current selves, return to let us know that you are accomplishing your goals and aspirations. We graciously thank Dr. Alexis DiSilvestro for her message and the hope she brings to our graduates. You can get there from here. After all, Dr. DiSilvestro too sat in your seat, overflowing with promise and the hope that all she learned in these walls would serve her well as an adult, and it certainly has. Class of 2025, the privilege to educate you has been ours. You have what you need to take flight, to be a game changer. Be brave, be courageous. I'll leave you with the words of President Jimmy Carter. Go out on a limb, that's where the fruit is. So go forth, find your peace, your joy, your contentment, and your happiness. Congratulations, graduates. At this time, the faculty and graduates will recess first from the auditorium. The valedictorian will lead the class from the auditorium after the last teacher has recessed. Audience, please join our graduates in the front parking lot for the tossing of the mortar boards that will occur under the front canopy. There will be pictures, selfies, and then our all alumni photo. So if you are a graduate from 1960 forward of Neshannock High School, please join our newest alumni in an all alumni photo. I'll be out there with a microphone. I won't keep you hanging. So be well and have a wonderful night. Thank you.
did it, Rick! You did